Well, hello there, darling. How you doing?
Hello, how you doing?
Oh, I can't hear you. Let me take.
How's that? I hear you fine.
Welcome, welcome. It is 7:30 p.m. Welcome to What's Up Wednesdays. You got Wendy and Miss
Miss
Melissa in the
Melissa.
house.
Yes, yes, yes.
How is everybody this week?
I know that I'm doing better because of this conversation.
We got some goodies for you this week. So we're Crunkfit, and we have a live fitness class on Saturdays. It is mindful movements. It is the best workout for anyone who just wants to get started. We're not expecting you to be perfect, but we do want you to be present. We are there every Saturday, 11 a.m. So one thing you can always count on is us being there. But we wanted to share with you every Saturday when we start our class, we start with a story, something that happens during the week that we're just trying to manage through. It's this thing called life. And we are by far from perfect. And in this journey of life, we are just trying to figure it out as best as we can. We have our whole community that's out there, and we're looking to support one another. And of course, you got me and Melissa, and we're not exactly, perfect most of the time. 100% of the time, 10% of the time, we're perfect. So you can always count on that. But
Wow.
we're doing the best that we can. And this week, because we're going to be here every Wednesday. Today we're working remotely. Usually we're together, but we do travel a lot. Today's topic is mental wellness and how we're managing and getting through life. So Melissa, I need you to share with our community. What is it that you do to keep yourself from catching a case?
That's a great way to put that. I really feel that it's just, I take a deep breath and then I change my thought. I got to change my thought because then I could get really stuck on what I'm thinking about, and I'll get stuck there and won't be able to change my mood. So just kind of think about what I'm thinking about so I can find a way to come up out of it. How about you, my dear?
Well, to be honest with you, that in these last few years, I have managed to find peace. But in finding peace throughout that journey, it was realizing that I have a choice. I am choosing to remove myself from toxic environments, from toxic people. I just realized one day that, guess what? I could just get up and walk away. I don't have to subject myself to those environments. So it doesn't mean that in the heat of the moment,
Right.
that I'm not feeling this pit of heat in my soul that just wants to lunge. But
I know what you mean.
I am learning to kind of take a deep breath and walk away. I'm sure that you've seen those memes that come up once in a while and says, the moment you get angry, you are giving them your power. They now have control over your emotions.
Yeah.
And in order for me to keep from letting it affect me in life, in everything else, because when you're angry, it pours out to everyone and everything else.
Yes.
I have made a conscious decision to just get up and walk away. Yeah. I no longer allow myself to be subjected to toxic environments.
I love that. Just walking away. To me, moving really makes a difference. It really changes my state. Walking away, taking a breath. But in the medical industry, they recommend the top 3 solutions to safeguard that mental health. It's therapy, finding community, and keeping active. And I think that's what we represent here. That really helps me. How about you?
So that we We ratchet. We ghetto as all hell. God knows we have the reputation in our family to be the hotheads that just,
Get froggy.
just ready to set it off on a regular basis. But that hasn't worked so well for me over the years. I find that I carry that baggage with me. And it's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for you because it truly affected everything else in my life. It affected my relationship with my husband, my children, with family members. And although there are family members that I'm still not 100% kosher with, guess what? They don't pay my bills. I don't have to be over their house. I'm not on the phone. I worry about what's going on under my own roof. I deal with the things that I can control. And what I can't, I let it go.
That's right. Absolutely.
I'm still a work in progress. I'm still
That's what we are.
facing those things.
That's exactly what it is. Miss Karen, thank you for joining us. 1 Minute Preacher. Guys, I love you. Please take this opportunity to just chime in and have this conversation with us. We are looking for solutions also. We love to hear what people are using these days to kind of get through and navigate through their emotions, through things that are going on. What is it that you use? Hey.
Yeah. Our circle is tight.
Yeah.
And we are all dealing with just, there's religion, there is family, there is work. How do you go to work and try to keep from lunging at someone? Really, that's really what it is, and I'm going to say that the best experience in my life come from the ones that aggravate me the most. Those lessons learned, because if you don't find a lesson in it, it will bury you.
Absolutely.
It will ruin opportunities. It will ruin relationships. It will ruin your sanity. You have to find your peace. So what I mean is finding the lesson in it. It's learning how to manage this particular incident, this particular person, so that you can take those tools and apply them to the next situation.
That's it.
And being able to walk away with your head held high and not absorb the poison.
Negative
that
energy. Right. That's it. Well, our girl Karen said she'll have a dirty martini and take a break. I love that. That's real. If that helps, let's do it.
Can I have a martini, please? Anyone?
Somebody.
I need a martini.
That's exactly.
Martini work.
Look, it's all about finding ways, whatever's going to help you in that moment, so you don't just become reactive. I was thinking about, find something good to do that you enjoy that ends in ing. What do you think?
All right, so you need to elaborate.
Well, mira, let me give you some examples. Dancing, reading, gardening, boinking, whatever it is, whatever you need. I think you just got to find something good ending in ing to kind of get you out of that mood.
I get that, but when you're in the heat of the moment, and that's going on, and I know you a long time, you've come a long way, as have I. But the question is, because we're talking about real time. We're talking about what happened 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
Hola, Nico. How do you switch it up? Because you ain't going dancing 5 minutes ago when that person or family member, one of your kids or your husband or whatever it is, happened to say something that grated every last nerve.
Oh, yes.
How do you in that moment switch? I mean, that's a challenge. How do you switch in that moment and say, okay, you know what, let me take a deep breath. Let me just walk away. And that's another lesson that I learned as I've gotten older, is that in the heat of the moment, when your language is very colorful, because that's what's going on here. What I've learned is to have the argument, the conversation in my mind, know that that's what I really said and did. And when I'm done blinking and I open my eyes, the moment has passed. And
Yep.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you got it. And I'll walk away. And in my mind, I have just, you know, we're not going to talk about what happened in my mind.
Right.
But I let it go as I walk away. And I'll, you know, the truth is I'll find in that walk or in my drive home or when I've gone into the next room, I have to have that argument. Hello there. Thank you so much. Yes. So this is, we live off of each other's energy.
That's right.
And this is where we're on this journey. Nothing is easy. We are still learning. We're still trying to figure this out. And we would love to know how you manage in life. And if you're not, maybe you can take away something that we're sharing here today and
Absolutely.
kind of mull it over at the end of the week. And I have my girls. You know, I have really great people in my life that I trust enough to drop the seed and have the conversation. And although, because you know very well that we are very stubborn and we're set in our ways, and our way is the only way, and we're always right.
Yes.
But, and I don't know if it happens for everyone out there, when I talk to my people, every once in a while they'll say something to me that may not resonate with me in that moment.
Of course.
But maybe the next day when I'm in my car and I'm finally calm and reliving the whole conversation, that I kind of inject those opinions and take it apart and see how it suits me, how it'll help me move forward or pass it. Or maybe I was looking at it the wrong way, or they're able to shed some light on how I've been managing life. And it really does work. It gives you new perspectives to take on and share with someone else. How easy is it to sit down and talk with your people or have a conversation with a stranger and they tell you about something that's going on in their life and you run your mouth with all the woulda, coulda, shouldas?
Yeah.
But then you come across the same situation and you didn't handle it in any way, by any means, of any bits of the advice that you gave someone else.
Correct.
I have learned to kind of pull back on my opinions, and rather than impose my opinions, I share some perspective on how they could or what they would do if this happened, and allow them to walk themselves through a solution, because it's how I've learned how to handle it at this point.
Yeah. That sounds so real. You know, I mean, just kind of going through the motions and just finding ways to navigate. That's the biggest thing. Every day is different. It comes with its own set of issues. And I just think that with our insight, things that we learn, things that we have to learn in that moment that we feel that we've mastered, and then we cross that bridge and figure out, oh snap, I'm still haven't mastered that skill at all. So finding these ways, like literally, like you're saying, like stopping, walking away, having a dirty martini, changing your attitude. I love it. That really helps, again, because I can at least make myself freeze in that moment. At least I can freeze. I don't have to respond like I always been used to, but I could just really kind of just really take it in. Just take it in and freeze. For me, I gotta freeze because I know.
Yeah, I have a tendency to shut down. You want me coming at you. You want me saying something, because the second I've had enough, I turn off. And when I turn off, it's scarier than having the conversation. But that's me doing my best not to ruin a good thing.
The moment.
Because we have that incredibly vicious side that we become the very toxic people that we're trying to stay away from. And I don't want to be that. I don't like it. For me, it's not healthy. It's not healthy for the people around me. And I want none of it.
Yeah.
None of it by any means, at any cost. I am not sacrificing my peace for anyone. And I think maybe that's where you start. You start by
That is.
carving out time for yourself, learning to put yourself first, learning that self-care, just making sure that you are in the moment. But always, you have to put yourself first. If you're not healthy, you can't be healthy for anyone else around you.
Of course. And again, and just learning from the community. I mean, mi gente, that's what I really feel that's why we're out here sharing, because we know that accumulatively, being teen moms, we have encountered a lot of instances where we had to adapt, especially growing up in our type of environment, on top of with all of the adversities. We just had to really find different ways to be able to really get through stuff. And I know that our insight plus the things that we can learn from you guys will definitely help us all out. And that's what this community is all about. I really, really, really want to hear from you guys. Anything that you can say, anything that you can share, just something that really worked for you. That's so important for us, because we're really on a path to learning and growing and continuing to grow, so we can really do life in a better way. I really want to gain insight from you guys. So please, please, please share. I see your comments. Bring them on. Bring all the questions. Let's go.
One of the reasons why we enjoy Crunkfit so much, why we started these Saturday classes and we thought of community and why it was so important, is that for that 35 minutes on Saturday morning at 11 a.m., we're so focused on the one workout a week that we actually carve out the time for, to do something good for ourselves, to do something good for our bodies.
And it's so good.
Fooling around and having a good time and working out. For those 35 minutes, we're not thinking about anything else.
Anything.
Being present. And when we walk away from that, we feel so great.
Yes.
Why? Because if we do nothing else the rest of the week, we took this for ourselves. This was our very own. And it kind of snowballs. We've been doing this now for, 6 months now? Well, a little over 6 months. And hey, Mom, I see you. I see you.
I see you too.
Thanks for joining us. She knows all my sorts, all my shades of crazy. So, she knows them all. But it snowballed, so that even though we're not bodybuilders, but we are doing things for everyday life, for everyday living. That's what's important. Is to be present, is to be here. And we're finding through fitness, through community, we're meeting every week, we're having these conversations, we're talking about something that happened to us during the week, where we're talking about the crazy ways that we resolve them, because it isn't the woulda, shoulda, couldas. It's whatever happened that moment, that's the way you handle it, that's the way you got through it. And at the end of the week, we're laughing about it. Like, are you serious? Like, did this really just happen? Like,
we got a very interesting question. They say, how do you deal with body aches? We get those all the time.
So yes, again, when it comes to Crunkfit, that the way the workouts are built, that is for everyday living. We design workouts meant for walking up the stairs and carrying our groceries and picking up our grandbabies, or for those of you who are younger than us, chasing your children around, or just your basic everyday chores. There is truth in the saying, if you don't use it, you will lose it.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That since we started doing this, and we don't have time. I keep reminding people that we don't have time to work out more than that once a week. And if we get it in, that bonus, that's awesome. That's great. It's wonderful. But if we can't, that one workout a week, and it's changed how my knees feel. I can tell you that. I'm 50 years old. We talk about how old we are all the time. It's one of our greatest achievements. And for a while before I got back into working out, I would crouch down to pick something up, or I was reaching for something, and my knees would lock up. Yeah. And I would have to hold on to things to pull myself back up because the ache that I was feeling, I was like, oh my God, this is what happens when you get old. I'm not ready. And through the workouts, my knees are so accustomed to the movement now that I'm killing those squats and those lunges and those jump squats, and I can do it, and I'm not dealing with those aches. So, you know, our movement therapy, that's what this is. It is movement therapy, even if you can't get through our workout, because it is, you know, we've been doing it for a little bit, and it's our only workout. We're not slowing down, and we're not expecting you to keep up, but we want you to at least get started. And maybe 2 months from now, you might be able to get through the whole workout. But if you can choose just one move and then two-step it through the whole rest of the workout, that's all we're hoping for.
Movement is so important. But also taking into account that when you need to take yourself an Epsom salt bath, please do. When you need a body massage, listen to your body. You have to do that. I have a Theragun, and I literally put it on any place that aches, because at this state of the game, it's when I do stuff, I feel my body. Even though I'm more flexible and more mobile than I used to be, I do get aches. I'm older now. Things start to hurt. I take care of it immediately. I get a massage. I literally have a heating pad, Bengay, whatever that you have that you can use to kind of set it into that area. Just use it. You got to use it, but you have to move. That's really so important. It's almost like, think of ourselves becoming like Tin Men without the movement, because the movement absolutely like oils our joints up. It allows us to move more freely without the pains. But when we do get them, we must address it. And I really try and do everything natural as we possibly can without having to take, you know, anything that's for pain or anything like that. Because again, that's short-lived. Once that wears off, that pain comes back and I didn't address it, it's going to still be there. And it's probably going to prohibit me from doing something else that I want to do. So just be mindful of those things. And again, we always turn it right back. Food. Y'all, food is the #1 inflammation giver. So unless you really, really, really want to just, I don't know, just stay swollen, you have to watch what you eat. You have to see what's going into your body. It really is so important. It really matters. When I really are mindfully just kind of eating things that are more healthier and less salty, I really tend to feel it in my joints and my bones.
But that's definitely, that's a conversation that we can have over and over again. These last few minutes, we've got 5 minutes left. That conversation is a whole 24 hours worth.
But even just that.
Absolutely.
Take what you can. Take what you
don't. When it comes to body aches, what I will tell you, because we're on mental health today, that when you consume, when your mind is consumed with the pain that you're in, if you're not mindfully doing something proactive to help alleviate that, but in a very healthy way, it kind of screws with your head and it throws your whole game off. So if you can find a way to start working towards that movement, you know, even if you're sitting in a chair and you're just doing leg raises or extending your legs for your knees, or even in your seat, just stretching, just doing something.
Yes. One of those jammies, yes.
I assure you that those aches begin to lessen just a little bit more every day, and your whole mindset begins to change, because now you know that you're starting to head in the right direction, that you're getting just a little bit healthier. Being able to get up and do those 5 squats today, and maybe 7 tomorrow, and maybe 12 by the end of the week, it changes how you feel and how you think, and it gives you purpose to want to do more, and it absolutely just changes your life. It does.
It really does. I mean, because I have to say, with moving and just kind of the therapy that I do, the mental game is where it starts. It really does. If your mental is not right, no matter how your body's feeling, you're not going to want to do what it is that you set out to do. So I really feel that that's very, very important. Just really bringing it back to, it starts in your mind. You really got to start practicing. And I say this because this is something that I have to consciously do. Practice feeling good. I have to practice. I have to tell myself, I have to chant it. I have to do whatever it is that I have to do to bring my mind into what it is that I'm doing, just so I could do it in a better way. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us. We have a couple of minutes left, and what I want to share with you guys, and I want to remind you that you have the choice to get up and walk out, that you don't have to leave yourself available to the toxicity in your environment.
Exactly.
The next time someone gets under your skin, and rather than you carry that baggage or get that mental beat down or have someone make you feel less than you are, you have the choice to get up and walk away.
Yeah.
Find something else to do. Go, sometimes when I'm not feeling my best, I will just head to the bathroom and go clean the bathroom for 3 hours. Like, you are not going to speak to me for 3 hours while I figure out how I'm going to address this situation. And there's a joke in my house. My husband says, but damn, you do good work. So he goes out of his way to try to upset me so that I can go clean the bathroom. That, it's absolutely ridiculous. But that's what it's come down to. That I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to go take a minute or 3 hours. I'll be back. But
Reset it. Yeah.
find a way to reset and come back and either find a way to communicate so that it's not so personal.
Yes.
You can find a lesson in it. And that's what it is at the end of the day, is finding your lesson.
And Nico says, let's stop the insanity. That's what I'm talking about. Just literally what do they call it? The height of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result.
Yeah.
Man, you're so right. That's exactly right. Nip it in the bud. I wish it was that easy. But I think us kind of talking about it and just kind of finding different ways, I'm going to apply them because I really want to make things different.
Just a list. It's one step at a time. But we want to thank you. Thank you for joining us. It's Crunkfit. You're sitting here with Crunkfit.
Amelia!
Miss Melissa. This is What's Up Wednesdays. We will be here every week, 7:30. Choose a topic and just throw it out there. It's just food for thought. But we do expect to see you on Saturday, 11 a.m. We have a live fitness class, and it is lots of fun. And, you got two hot grandmas here, so why not come have fun? Let's talk up some mess. Let's have a good time. It's only 35 minutes long.
You can do it.
Two-step it the whole way. But come check us out. Come see what we're doing. So thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so very much, y'all.
Hold it together and send us some messages. We want to know what's going on in your life.
Yes, please. Funny. I love you guys. Yes. Is that why I clean all day long? Look, that is probably the best thing we could do.
All right, guys. Until next week.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Not next week. Saturday. I expect to see you on Saturday.
Yes, Saturday. Y'all, let's get it.
Have your yoga mat. That's all we need. 35 minutes. I'll see you on Saturday right here. Take care, y'all.
Que Dios me lo bendiga todo. God bless you all. Take care.